Yeah, never mind. Genshin's story is definitely better. Give me power of friendship over whatever I just saw. You know what? I actually am glad that I don't subject myself to sitting through the entirety of HSR's story anymore, because it seems like the story would have been better if there was no conclusion at all. But don't worry, there is plenty of other stories that couldn't get the ending right. Just look at Attack on Titan, or my favorite anime ever, Naruto. But to avoid spoiling anything and to save myself, because I probably couldn't make a video about Star Rail's story anymore without cringing to death, unless you'd really want to see that, let's talk about an arguably even bigger issue. If you've watched any of my videos, you know how I feel about in-game, and specifically Anomaly arbitrage. And just like clockwork, they have copied the Genshin Stygian Onslaught formula when it comes to making it even worse. This game mode has been a plague to HSR, to put it lightly, and it was only designed to get deep into your wallet. Now, a quick disclaimer: if you love HSR and it's your favorite game ever because you're in love with Casterus, I understand. Don't let me discourage you from playing your favorite game, because if you're enjoying it, then that's all that matters. And I know some people probably won't care and they'll just tell me that I'm doom posting because I'm hurting their feelings, but I promise it's never a personal attack. I just hate companies that make millions of dollars taking full advantage of consumers. But this reset for arbitrage is rough.
Good. We're at 52%. I don't think we're going to make it, man. This is an E6 team. It's not enough damage. Oh, we missed a crit. Oh my gosh, we missed a crit. It's just done. Now, we still got hope. We missed another crit. It's over. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I have no skill points left. We've lost. This is such an L. Ika died. Ika just... And he still has another HP bar. What the heck? What are you meant to do against this? Should I have just brought Dot here? I don't know.
But DG, Kekvin is skill issue.
Just laugh. It's funny to see someone rage in Star Rail. Now, the first night or whatever doesn't pose much of an issue, but when we get to the second night,
I got this.
yeah. First of all, this stage's buffs, or whatever you want to call them, are super annoying and make the whole fight RNG because of the action delay. You're dealing with an extremely fast boss, and you miss so many turns because of their stage buff, so it makes resetting a must if you have pretty bad luck, which is obviously not good at game design. And I really don't know anyone besides unemployed high school kids who have nothing but time on their hands that will just spend 3 hours resetting a boss so the RNG falls into their favor. Nothing wrong with playing video games all day as an unemployed high schooler, by the way. I did the same thing. But one of the only ways to solve this problem comes in the form of Phanon, who is immune to action delay, which is an annoying solution to the problem because of obvious reasons. Don't think you're bad at the game just because you maybe zero cycled the first night and then got no diffed by Hule. The boss design is just absolutely terrible. Remember, Hule was made for Fei Xiao and Yunli, but they do absolutely nothing to him anymore. So imagine investing into these characters thinking you had a way to deal with this guy long term, and now you have to pull for Infurious units. There's already enough RNG in the game with the gacha system and the 75-25 that we still somehow have on this light cone banner. Don't worry if you don't have a heavily invested Phanon. You can just default to the big four, aka the Cassie crew, and bulldoze everything on auto, which is just awesome. And to be fair, a lot of people most likely have the Cassie crew because she's an awesome character with a huge undead dragon monster thing that explodes and comes back to life mid-fight over and over again. So it is what it is. Enjoy that team while you can, because it's getting old in Star Rail years. But if you don't think this Anomaly arbitrage is hard, then that's fine, because that isn't the issue. It's the fact that the boss design in Star Rail isn't where it needs to be. And it probably never will be, because it's created to be frustrating. It sucks that Star Rail is not the strategy game that I thought it would be, and it's more so just use the right characters and not much thought goes into it after that. What makes HSR's situation even worse is that Hoyo is trying to make yet another game that nobody asked for. And no, not Petite Planet, who I will be the #1 creator for. I am talking about an MMO. But Hoyo, we already have an MMO with gacha elements. Yes, I'm talking about Blue Protocol. You know, that game that you need 25 hours in a day to play. And yes, I said 25 because 24 is not enough. In fact, I think that Hoyoverse got a little offended when they saw how much grind you have to put in the Blue Protocol and think they can do better. But I get it. Hoyo is trying to cover all of their bases so that their company looks better to investors. But here's the thing. Have you noticed something about this franchise recently? Yeah, that's right. It seems like they are trying to cater these games toward children, which is obviously a bad thing morally, but even monetarily, it doesn't make any sense because kids don't have money. They have to cry to their parents to get them to buy their favorite anime girl in a video game, but any parent with common sense is gonna politely tell them, absolutely fucking not. Now, if the game is good, I'll let you know because believe it or not, I don't want to be negative about Hoyo games 24/7, but we probably won't know the answer to that for at least a couple years. So I'm just going off of the products that we can already see. Honkai Star Rail is still dominating as the most successful turn-based gacha, and I have to just be impressed at this point. I see Hoyo games as a social experiment where they can push inconvenience and predatory practices to the absolute limit, and people will still religiously play, defend, and spend on the game. We can see an implementation like Anomaly arbitration, and there's still defense. The story is complete booty cheeks, there's still defense. Vertical investment is heavily favored and almost required in some situations, there's still defense. You can really learn something about psychology here, I'm not kidding. If you treat someone very well for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden slowly switch up to start treating them horribly, then you'll still have whatever that relationship may be. Think about every Hoyo game being good for about the first year, and then they flip the switch and their product just turns into a donation machine. Like the ZZZ spending event. The same thing happens in relationships and friendships, so it's interesting how a video game causes the same effect. Okay, so your word of the day today is Intron, as in the constellations or character copies in Duet Night Abyss. And I've been addicted to this game recently. I've pretty much just strictly been playing that and Marvel Rivals. I think I stayed up until like 5 one night to play it, so it's super fun. Look, I know the game had a ton of issues on launch, but they've fixed the issues. Not all of them, obviously not all of them. Definitely not. But if you are getting tired of HSR as of late and want to switch it up, and you have a really good PC, not really good, but a pretty good PC, I couldn't recommend this game more, even if you don't like it, because you'll get every single character for free. You don't have to spend a dime on the game to have fun. With how dry Wuthering Waves has been, it's refreshing to play a game with so much content. Wuwa still absolutely destroys DNA when it comes to polish, but I think we should give DNA some time because we're only about a week into launch, and the game is definitely a lot more playable, especially in co-op. The fact that there's actually things to do in co-op with friends makes the experience a lot better, and I wish that Wuwa would lean more into the co-op aspect because that's a very important part of games that gachas just seem to ignore. This isn't sponsored, but I wish it was. I really do. Okay, because I know I'm gonna get a couple comments saying I fell off. For some reason, I could not find the soundtrack that I end off my videos with, so I hope you enjoy, what is this, Sasuke's theme or whatever. Don't tell me I fell off. I know someone's gonna do it. Don't tell me I fell off. I just couldn't find the track. I know. It's just, that's on me. Couldn't find it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this far. If you have, you look good today. Peace.